All right. So we're back again. It is the full moon in Capricorn. Let me do it this way. Full moon in Capricorn. And we got 3 stones for you. Okay. Pyrite. Citrine. And tiger's eye. So let's see what we got. It feels like I'm gonna pull 2 decks. All right. It is officially Mercury retrograde. Jupiter has moved into Leo, or is about to. I think, yeah, Jupiter's moving into Leo today. Mercury is now retrograde in the sign of Cancer. We've been feeling the shadow for the last 2 weeks. So maybe a hint of what's about to pop off. And so I'm going to do two decks. All right. 2 decks. The Afro Tarot and Menzel Tarot. And so one of the cards will be for whatchamacallit. Oh, I don't know what this is. So one of the cards will be for the full moon. And then the other deck will be for Jupiter in Leo and Mercury retrograde. Then we have an oracle card. Okay, that's the setup. So, for the retrograde, there's a whole lot of conversation around the retrograde. If you know your chart, you can look at where Cancer is hitting and get a vibe. But overall, slow down. Double check, cross-reference the information that you get, that you receive, or that you're about to share, right? Hold on. I have a whole bunch of, I don't even know what's going on. I started a video, I think, yeah. I started a video, but we'll see. Okay. Multitasking over here. So, yeah. Mercury Cancer, just take a moment to feel into your discernment. Double check, right? This is your season of revisit, revise, or try again, right? Or the things that you have had in the back burner, it might be time for you to slow the world around you and jump back into any creative pursuits, anything regarding your nourishment, your home. If you have breasts, then health around the breast, double checking your wellness. Going to visit the ocean. But like, if you don't know how to swim, just like dip a toe in, right? I think of all these things. But also, how do you care for yourself as well as others, and not at your own expense? That is what the moon is asking for. Hello. Hello. So, we're going to do a pick a card. I will put the stones on top. And I'm going to do... So this is for pick a card number 1. Pick a card number 1. So that's card number 1. Ooh, we have a collective message. The collective message, Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune as we have this full moon, the Wheel of Fortune is asking, as you want the blessings to come in, as you want to have all these like expectations, manifestations, etc., what do you do? Oops, Jesus. What do you do when I'm dropping my deck, y'all? What do you do in that waiting room, in that waiting period that allows you to make space for the changes that are coming in? And so, things to consider, especially with this full moon in Capricorn, it's like where do you need to tighten up your boundaries? Right? Where do you need to be solid around how you respect your time, how your time is respected, but also how do you respect and celebrate having fun, playing as hard as you work. So, all right. We have card number 1, card number 2. I'm going to pull the Oracle deck. This is my friend Fire, which I really like their deck as well. And we're almost there. So, this is not only for this full moon that we are in Capricorn, asking for boundaries and for releasing any burdens that are not yours, perhaps. But also for Mercury retrograde and Jupiter in Leo. So, what are the stones we have here? For card number 1, we have pyrite. For card number 2, we have citrine. And for card number 3, we have tiger's eye. I did not introduce myself. Hello, I am Astrolyszics. I have been under the weather a little bit. I'm Astrolyszics. I own a crystal shop, hence the crystals that you see here. Astrolyszics is the name of the store. And I do tarot, I do astrology, and these full moons. And so, hello, Virgo Hannah. So we have card 1, card 2, the citrine, and card 3. Let us begin. So, for those who chose pyrite, pyrite is known for a couple of things, but it's known as fool's gold, and later on they found out that there is actual gold that you could encounter in pyrite. It is for abundance, but it is also return to sender energy. Hold on, I am being called to. And so, if you chose pyrite, you might be in a season of calling good things to you, but also remember to protect that energy, to maybe not share all of your plans with folks, more so letting the work talk for itself. So, let's see what the cards have. I also just really love pyrite because it's shiny. It has these like druzy details. It is a metal. And if you do have a pyrite, do not put it in water. Okay? The Hierophant. First card out, especially in regards to the full moon, is the Hierophant. There might be some structures, some routines. Maybe you fell off the bandwagon. Maybe you need to create some new ones, right? Maybe there's some rules you haven't been following around your life. And rules is very subjective. And so there are some things you do need to tighten up. There may be some things where you also need to tap into yourself, tap into your altar if you do altar work, um, where the guidance may not necessarily, you might have a guru, you might have somebody that you go to for guidance. It's okay to receive guidance, to listen to it, to have a mentorship. This might be your season of getting extra help while also still using all of the energy in this Mercury in Cancer and all of these other things to tap into your inner strength. But maybe it is a time where it's like, in order to level up, maybe you need to either not necessarily have a one-on-one relationship with like a mentor or somebody that you look up to. It could be a book that you read. It could be finding a program that you enjoy that is being run by people and seeing the ins and outs of that program and being able to adapt it to what you're looking for. And so there might be some spiritual inspiration that you may be looking for and or needing, or you may be becoming that spiritual inspiration for somebody else. We have the Queen of Wands in regards to this retrograde and Jupiter in Leo. This is your season. What you have been waiting for to make it happen. Do not wait for the retrograde to end. This might be the time where it's like you've been cooking something up for a while. Maybe you're over mentored, right? Maybe you've done all of the things, you've followed all the rules, did all the things you were told to do. It's time to hit the go button for you. But in a way where it is not at the expense of yourself. It is an aligned go button. The Queen of Wands is not rushing. The Queen of Wands is like, all that is supposed to be will be, and it will bloom because I'm also confident in that space, right? You're not here to prove that you are worthy. You're not here to convince anybody. You're here to just go do the thing that you've been wanting to do. You don't need any permission from anyone to begin or to continue. Queen of Wands doesn't ask for permission. Queen of Wands makes things happen, but also knows how to delegate, right? Through this energy of confidence. You have all of this yellow, the sunflowers, the butterflies, like, make some shit happen. You've been waiting long enough. And you are the authority, right, between the Hierophant and the Queen of Wands. Like, you don't have to ask anybody what they think. You don't have to, you know, and you should trust what you know. So, then we have, try to move these out the way. Then we have, life energy. And I'm going to read it. But you do see that life energy holds a little bit of both colors here. So we have the Queen of Wands coloring here and a little bit of this Hierophant. Life energy. So let's see what number 31 says, which turns to a 4. So Cancer does rule the 4th house in general. It might rule yours if you're an Aries rising. And so the 4th house includes rest, nurturing, eating well, nourishing your spirit and your soul. Life energy, underwater, open, reflective, connected to your spirit body. Our seal relative is charmed by your light, by your truth. Honoring your life energy means listening closely, and I think this is a perfect combination of the Hierophant and the Queen of Wands. Who or what is receiving it? Are these relationships or situations sustainable and or balanced? This card is a reminder that you and your time here are precious. You are perfect, not lacking anything. Emptiness you perceive can be filled by your own beautiful heart. Your being is dynamic and whole. Tune in and try letting go of what does not serve you. Let your heart guide the way. And I think that's a perfect place to combine the Hierophant of that inner knowing, as well as the Queen of Wands of just acting upon that inner knowing, acting upon that inner confidence and your personal life energy. Not waiting for anybody or for life to pass you by to start living. Sometimes we wait too long to live our lives fully. Whole time, other people have been living their life however it is, right? Even if it is not um, satisfying to them or whatever, the choices that we make are the choices that move us in the next day. Um, Moving on to the next one. So we're doing a pick a card. And so I just did card one, which was this stone. So if you were interested in what this pyrite had to say, you can go back and watch. Moving into citrine. Citrine is a stone also of abundance. You know, Capricorn is known for being most of the time well off, and so we're using these energies. Um, Citrine is abundance, but also it's this joyful inner surrender, um, self confidence. Also, that solar plexus, you can definitely look up solar plexus chakra or chakra. Um, to get more insight around it. But overall, when you wear the color yellow, for most people, or when you see it and experience it, it usually gives off this like really vibrant feeling. And so that's card number two, or pile number two, I should say. All right. So we have a lot to talk about, you and I. Okay. So if you chose card number two, Eight of Swords plus the Ten of Swords. What is going on here? So the Eight of Swords combined with the Ten of Swords could be a couple of things, but overall, either you have been struggling with mental health, and therefore, I always recommend that you speak with a therapist, psychiatrist, on top of any of the like spiritual um, guidance that you may be receiving. Right? You may need additional help. And so, Eight of Swords often is depicted as this like mental loop that we feel we are imprisoned by, but it's our own self created mental loop. And sometimes it means we're putting ourselves behind a wall that we could literally walk around, right? Um, And then we have the Ten of Swords, which feels like a lot of additional whispers in the background. And so, boundaries for you is a big one. I would also say it's not only boundaries with others, even though I think that Ten of Swords, you're coming out of a season where either people would try to manipulate you or tell you things or make you question yourself, to the point that it has affected you personally, right? But some of the boundaries may be with your own self of asking, why not you? Why not you in possibility and joy, right? We started out with citrine. Um, why not you in opportunities? Why not you in love, in being confident, in loving yourself? We spend lifetimes figuring out how to love ourselves when it begins, like you just got to start. And it sounds really simple. It's an ongoing life process where who we have all the time with us is ourselves. Get to liking yourself. Um Things shift, the energy shifts when you do. And so let's look at, this might be that season, right? Like on top of this full moon of releasing maybe other people's judgments, your shoulds, right? That don't belong to you. What do you truly want is the real question. And so let's, well, and a lot of our doubt is through a lack of self-trust. Excuse me. So we have 11. And learning to trust yourself is also a process. It's also something where you put a toe out and you're like, I'm a trust this feeling that I got one step at a time. So, trust. Our journey through the nourishment suite begins with a simple yet profound call: trust. Trust in the process, trust in your worthiness, trust in healing. This can be an existential trust or in relationship with others or with yourself. I will say and or with yourself. Why don't you start where you are? Trust is built slowly with patience and care. You don't have to rush. This is a practice. It starts by opening up your well of worth and taking the time and space that you need. Also, I also for you specifically, pile number 2, if you are looking for um affirmations and or support around this area outside of like therapy, um in my website I do one-on-one readings, and so that might be something that you may need, especially like an astrology reading, so there you can kind of unfold internally and see what like the stars had to say for you, right? Understand your birth chart through a different lens. That might also be useful for you. And so, but definitely I think trust, this is your first day learning to trust yourself. Take your time, be very, very gentle. You wouldn't be mean to a little kitten. Do not keep that same energy for yourself. Okay? Card number 2. So, this may also be, I will also recommend journaling for this pile of just like feelings and misconceptions maybe that people have put onto you or that you have kept um with, that has stayed with you along your life. You can't move forward if you don't release the shit that's weighing you down. Card number 3. Pile 3. So we have, last but not least, Tiger's Eye, which is for good fortune, success, grounding, and it is also a little bit protective since we have the brown and a little bit of black in there. All right. So, first off, we have the King of Swords, strength. All right. King of Swords. The King of Swords, to me, gets a little bit closer to that magician. The King of Swords really is like, and this is final, right? This is very much, I said what I said. I said with authority, not disrespectfully, but like, there's no room for questioning. It's not to become a tyrant, right? But it is to dictate your wants in this life. It's to say, it's literally closed mouths are not getting fed. And so you either start saying, start asking, welcome, Alphonse. King of Swords really gets very clear about their wants, about their desires, and goes forth in doing so. There can be some strategies that you may be taking your time to like maybe also thinking of like kings having like a group of people that are your trusted people that aren't gonna put fear into your plans, and really like a cabinet, right? Like a, the words elude me, but you know what I'm saying. Like a group of folks that you can say, hey, this is where I'm trying to go. I also recommend pitching. I recommend, um, when I say pitching, is in like, if there is a show that you want to do, if there's an event that you want to do, or you have a business idea, coming with all of your stuff in order and saying, hey, this is my idea, this is how this is going to work. Bring your strategy. Don't give everything, but give enough to tantalize folks. You're having conversations as an equal. And so if you're going into like a job interview or a partnership conversation, kings do not beg. They just have a one-on-one conversation and everyone is on the same level. And that also takes practice. So don't sleep on that. It's not like kings are never afraid or anything, but also just like, no, this is what it is. And then we have the strength card. And what I really like is that the strength card holds, um especially like the female lion, who does most of the work, right? Does most of the hunting, does the taking care of the children, and also protecting the children, because sometimes the male lion can be a danger to the cubs. And so for this character who has this infinity symbol on top of their head, there is a layer of wisdom in doing things scared. But also in realizing that you have been through some of the hardest days of your life and you are still here, right? And so having a mindset that is solid, that is unwavering, that is focused, um, but that can also be gentle is a major key right now. And so that's an 8. And so we go into 42, which is also 6, which is an abundant number. Allow. Eyes closed. I actually really want y'all to see this card, because I think it's gorgeous. Look at that. Allow. Eyes closed, this slow stream, perfect temperature, holding you softly. The gentle flow like loving caresses on your face and scalp. Lupine petals float by, they gather around you, twirling in the current. Within you, the cosmos are alive and well. Galaxies, stars are ever expanding, breathing. This card invites you to meditate on your belonging. And I also think that part of the strength card is this, right? The king may seem like a isolated individual, but they're not. Sometimes we also carry on things that don't necessarily belong to us. Like heavy is the head of the person wearing the crown, something like that. But it doesn't have to be so, right? Because even in the strength card, there are 3 figures, even if it's a lion. There's a female lion, there's the male lion, and then there is this spirit or this ancestor here. And so part of the strength that you may have is ancestral. It may be spiritual. You can also tap into that. It asks you, the card invites you to meditate on your belonging. I wanted to repeat that. It asks you to feel a stream, release the need to control anything, and to be one with this slow, constant flow. You don't have to rush. The only constant in life is change. purge. When we allow, we create more opportunity for groundedness and tranquility. Here in this silent, soft flow, can you allow yourself to embrace whatever it is? And so, with this retrograde and this Jupiter and Leo, I think a lot of the call for you is knowing when to move forward, knowing when to stop, right? Knowing when to allow things to flow as they are. Um, for some of us, the retrograde is a rest period, and part of that is that you can't receive wisdom when it's too loud, when there's so much external noise that you can't even pinpoint what your body needs. And so, yes, the King of Swords may be knowing, calculating, strategic, but also part of the Strength card is ground yourself. And so, there you have it, y'all. Wishing you all the best in this retrograde. Good luck. And also let me know which cards you got. If you're looking for crystals, like these, you can check out the website that will be in the comment box. If you're looking for a reading, you can also do that through the website. And I will see you in the next moon. Thank you for listening. Also, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a homie, share with a homie. And that's what keeps me excited to keep doing these readings, but also helps others find my readings. So, shout out to everybody. Bye bye.